What do you think? You look at Marvin Haglar, he was taking 15 tough rounds by Roberto Duran. To recap, early in the fight, it was Duran there. You see him on the receiving end during most of the exchanges. He seems to think he won, but that man, Marvin Haglar, certainly had the better of the early rounds, while Roberto Duran came on at the end. Duran still cheerleading to this crowd. Toward the end of the fight, you saw Roberto Duran mugging, taunting Haglar, but for Marvin Haglar, the last 2 rounds, 14 and 15, were a clinic to boxing fans. You look at Marvin, he seems happy, seems to think he will retain his undisputed title. Some action from the 15th round. On the inside, this was where Haglar did such effective work. Many people thought he would simply hold and wait for the referee to break, wanting to get Duran at long range. It didn't work that way. More action from the 15th round. Haglar worked the uppercuts and the body shots so effectively in that 15th round. Just part of the good action in that 15th round, as Duran, I thought, dominated the round with that excellent inside work. Shows us his hand speed with some good combinations. And while Roberto Duran sneered, he simply could not do damage to Marvin Haglar. This decision, of course, a mystery, and Chuck Hull trying to get ready in what is a chaotic ring. And they are still tabulating the scorecards. This will be judged on a 10-point must system. The winner of the round gets 10, the loser 9 or less. That man looks confident that he is still the undisputed middleweight champion, but remember, against Vito Antuofermo several years ago, he lost a decision like this. Chuck Hull is ready in the center of the ring, I believe. Let's go up to Sal Marciano. He is in the ring now.
Okay, Big Al. Of course, the ring is crowded. Roberto Duran and Haglar still trying to walk it off. They're, of course, they have a lot of body heat. There's no question about that. The early round, the big lead by Marvin Haglar. He was especially effective in the 6th and 7th. The 12th round was titanic as far as Roberto Duran was concerned. Chuck Hull has the decision. Let's go to Chuck in the center of the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the decision of the judges. Judge Guy Jutra's scores 144-142. Judge Yasaka Yoshida scores 146-145. Judge Obi Oberson scores 144-143 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Marvelous Marvin Haglar.
Congratulations to Marvin Haglar, who wins by unanimous decision, but it was close by point margins of 2, 1, and 1. You have a problem with your left eye. Tell me how that developed.
Well, that's probably from my old stitch. I slipped and fell in the bathroom at my home.
When was this?
That was before, about two fights before. That's just an old cut there. I felt very good. I just couldn't get off with the speed the way I wanted. I would have knocked this guy out, but I needed to work. I was in good shape, so I figured as long as I keep the jab, I couldn't get it going the way I really wanted to, because he's a little quicker, but next time I fight Duran, I'll knock him out. He's made for me, you know, but then afterwards, you don't have to knock him out. My trainer said, just beat him. You beating him, just beat him. The last 2 rounds, I came back decisively.
The question does linger, though. Why didn't you knock him out?
Well, you know, like I said, even though the man is 3-time world champion, you got to give me a little credit there, too.
Nobody's ever knocked him.
You know, nobody's ever knocked Duran out, so you really don't go for it, but next time, I had him going there, I think, in the last round. But a little bit more. I know what I have to do next time.
In terms of strength, how did you feel against him?
Oh, I felt very strong. real loose. He wasn't getting. He just beat me to the punch a couple of times, but he wouldn't come at me the way how we planned. So I had to change up. That's what a mark of a good fighter, that you can still change up in the inside. A lot of fighters can't, and they're thrown off stride.
You were very effective as a righty against him.
Yeah, I was very effective, so that's why I went that way. He kept ducking under the right jab, so he'd duck into my left hook, my right hand, and left uppercut half hook. So that's what was effective for him, so I kept using it.
He caught you a lot with right hands. Did he ever rock you?
No, it never was hurting the fight. The last round, I think the puff in the eye just started to, puff up. I wanted to get to him before it closed or anything, but, he couldn't knock me out or anything. I told him he was going to hit me with that ring pole. Really,
Marvin,
I just want to thank everybody who has helped me to make it all the way to this day. The Peter Phillips, the Rick Valentes, even the Spectrum guys, Russell Peltz, and I'd like to thank my mother and my kids and my wife for all the support. And these two guys, a happy birthday present for Goody and Pat Petronelli.
I know there was concern in your corner about that nick on your left eye, about the swelling. You came out in the 15, and you were awesome, as if to say, I'm not going to take any chances. You must have outpunched him 4 to 5 to 1.
I had to come out like that to make it successful. I don't like being here, I don't want to leave it into the judges' hands, and so even though I had to put everything together, I just had to keep them tied and keep pumping them.
Okay, Marvin, there's lots of fans out there. Look at these point totals, and they see that you won by 2 points, by 1 point, and by 1 point. Yeah, Will you give Duran another shot?
Sure. Well, if the money's right and everything, sure. He draw the big attraction. Next time I put him out, though. He won't go 15.
Congratulations on your 8th defense. You are a standard of excellence at 160 pounds.
Don't nobody say I can't go 15 anymore. All right.
All right.
Great shakes. Oh, yeah.
Marvelous Marvin Haglar. Congratulations to the Petronellis as well. And so, Marvelous Marvin Haglar tonight could not overwhelm Roberto Duran when the full 15, did not win by that much, but the point of the matter is it was his 8th successful defense, and he has stopped the challenge of Roberto Duran. We do not want to go away without talking to Hands of Stone. We want to get his view of it, and he is somewhere on the other side of the ring. They're bringing him over to us right now. Of course, we'll have an interpreter as well. I might point out that after the reading of the cards, Roberto Duran, I can't repeat what he said, but he did mock Haglar, called him some names, and has very little regard for him as a champion.
Well, I'm astonished at that, Sal. I think that certainly Duran has to give Haglar credit. Haglar apparently pulled his victory out with a tremendously gutsy effort in the 14th and 15th rounds.
He had to finish well, and he did say he didn't want to take any chances. He boasted that he could knock him out, but in fact he did not. Here comes Roberto Duran, who was booing Marvin Haglar because obviously he feels that it wasn't that much of a problem, although he did come out on the short end of the score. I want to ask Roberto, in terms of strength, how did he feel against Haglar?
En términos de fuerza, ¿cómo te sentiste contra Haglar?
Yo me debilité un poco en el quinto asalto cuando me rompí la mano derecha que me la lastimé.
I did get weak in the 5th round because I did hurt my right hand.
When was this? In the fight?
In the 5th round.
Sí, pero yo no me ponía a hacer fuerza con él. Yo lo que hacía era con los golpes de él porque él tenía los remos un poco más largos que yo.
I wasn't trying to overpower him because he does have a longer reach than I do.
Me confundió un poco nada más por ser zurdo, pero no mucho.
I was a little confused because he's
softball. Pero no me pudo hacer nada.
But he didn't do anything to me.
Never hurt him.
No,
nunca me puso mal, dile.
I was never hurt in the fight.
So after going 15 rounds with Haglar, what's his opinion of him?
Tu opinión después de 15 rounds contra Marvin Haglar.
Yo soy mejor que él.
Eres el mejor. I'm better than you.
Considering that he lost by only 2 points on one card, by 1 point on another, and by 1 point on the other, obviously it was close. Does he feel that he deserves a rematch?
Dice que en los 3 jueces perdiste por 1 punto en cada juez, que si tú piensas que mereces la revancha.
Yo no sé, la verdad que...
Si le pagan otra vez, yeah. Get money, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
But you didn't feel that as a middleweight that you were overwhelmed. You were in this fight every minute.
Tú, como peso medio, estuviste en esta pelea hasta el final.
Gracias, thank you.
Does he feel that maybe he lost in the last round?
Que tal vez perdiste la pelea en el último round.
No puede ser que me cansé un poco, ya de los últimos 3 asaltos me cansé un poco. Por falta un poquito más de condiciones me faltó nada más, eso fue todo.
I needed a little bit of extra conditioning because I did get tired in the last 3 rounds.
Las narices se me taparon.
My nose got stuffed and I got tired a little bit in the last 3 rounds.
I know we're only moments after the fight, but what does he want to do next? Does he want to continue on as a junior middleweight or still go after Haglar?
Los planes de seguir como peso medio liviano o otra vez mediano?
Yo voy a descansar un rato y voy a hablar con mi apoderado después.
I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna talk to my manager, Luis Espada.
A valiant challenge by Roberto Duran. And in a way, congratulations too.